In this video, we will discuss about introduction to computer networks. So what is a network? So network is nothing but which connects two or more independent computers. Network topology defines the arrangements of the elements in the network. So there are different type of network topologies. First one is a star, first one is a bus, second is a star, third is a ring, fourth is a mesh. So bus topology, all the devices are connected on a single cable. Works well with the small networks. It requires less cabling. The disadvantage is if the main cable is damaged, the network fails. In case of star topologies, all the devices are connected to the central hub. Easy to add the devices, provide central management. If the disadvantage is if the central device fails, the whole network is affected. In the case of ring topologies, all the devices are connected in a circular manner. Any node that wants to transmit the data must add the destination address to the frame. A frame travels around the ring until it finds the destination node. If the ring is broken, the network fails. In case of mesh topologies, all the devices are interconnected with each other. It manages the large amount of data since there is a dedicated link. The disadvantage is it is costly to implement. So there are different type of connections. One is a LAN connection, WAN and MAN. So what is LAN? LAN is called as local area networks. So it consists of the nodes that share the same physical locations. So connected using coaxial or twisted pair cable. It has less than 1000 computers used in schools, colleges and offices. Since all the devices share the same internet connections, they can be used to share the printers and files. When the devices are connected using wireless technology, such a LAN is called as a VLAN. WAN is considered as a collection of the LAN. Internet is considered as the largest WAN in the world, connected using leased lines. WAN allows sharing of the information and communication between the different branches of the companies, used for shopping, library access and the banking purpose. Coming to MAN. MAN is nothing but the network which is used to connect within a single city. So it consists of interconnected LANs, but it is larger than the LAN but smaller than the WAN. It uses the fiber optics cables. It is more efficient than the WAN. What are the networking components? The first component is the network media. Second one is interconnecting devices. Third is a node. Fourth is a protocol and fifth is a software. So what is network medium? Network media is nothing but the path by which the signals travels from one component to another component. So there are three different types of network media. One is the twisted pair cable. So this twisted pair cable can be used for telecommunications. They can be used to cable the Ethernet network. So two types of twisted pair cables exist. One is UTP and second one is STP. Coaxial cables covers up to 100 Mbps and a distance of 500 meters. So it is more expensive than the twisted pair. So fiber optics can overcome the problems of twisted pair as well as coaxial cable. There is no interference and it is more expensive compared to the other cables. So what are the interconnecting devices? The first one is a repeater used to regenerate the signals before the signal becomes weak. So they don't amplify the signals. The hub acts as a multi-port repeater. They cannot filter the data. Bridge is used to connect the two different LANs working on a same protocol. Can be used to filter the data, and the switch is nothing but the multi-port bridge. Performs error checking before forwarding the data. Router is used to forward the packet based on the IP address. Nodes is nothing but a set of physical devices that is able to send, receive or forward the information. So personal computer is also called as a computer node. Modern switches, hubs and bridges are also called nodes. Nodes are identified by the unique IP address or a MAC address. Protocol is nothing but a set of rules that govern the communications. Serves as a language for the computer. Determines how the data is transmitted between the different devices in the network. Allows the devices to communicate. Needed for beginning and ending the communication. So what are the two different basic protocols? One you have a TCP/IP and second one is IPX/SPX. TCP is nothing but transmission control protocol and IP stands for Internet Protocol. IP protocol is responsible for delivering the packets from source to destination. TCP protocol is needed for checking errors and packet ordering. TCP/IP are used together to ensure that the packets are arrived from source to destination in a proper manner. SPX serves as an alternative for TCP and IP. SPX is a connection-oriented protocol and IPX is a connectionless protocol. Network software. So network software is nothing but the range of software for designing and implementing the network, supporting creation, calibration, operation of the network. Network operating system provides the shared platform to run your shared applications. Client and server networking software enables to communicate between the client and server. So what are the different type of networking types? One is first peer-to-peer. There is no any client and server concept. Each node can behave as a client and a server. You can be able to share the information without using any server. Client and server, there exists some set of clients and a set of servers. Client is requesting for the service and servers are providing the service for the clients. What is wireless networks? Wireless networks is nothing but which connects the computer without using the cables. So wireless networks are using the access points. Access points amplify the Wi-Fi signals. Device accessing the hotspot from the client. The client mode is also called as the station mode. Bandwidth determines the maximum data transfer across the networks in a given amount of time. So data rate is measured in terms of bits per second. Modern network links have greater capacities. We have a kbps, mbps as well as gbps. Packets are nothing but the large amount of messages that are divided into packets and sent over the network. So these packets are recombined by the computer that receives them. So packet switching networks allows to process the packets independently in any order. So this enables multiple connections to take place. So packet header provides information about the packet origin, packet's contents as well as the destination. So what is intranet? Intranet is nothing but a private network that exists within the organization, which is used to communicate between the employees. So internet is a public domain, whereas intranet is a private domain. It's not accessible to everyone. So intranet is used by the company employees for the searching any information, for communicating, and as well as to across different departments. And communication with the employees is made simple. Storage as well as accessing of the files becomes much easier. So virtual private network provides encrypted connection over the internet from the device to the network. So encrypted connection provides the security to the data and protects the sensitive information from the hackers. An employee who is outside the office is still able to connect his computer to the corporate network. Traffic on virtual network is sent securely by establishing a secure connection that is called as a tunnel. Once the connection is established, a local node outside the organization becomes the node in the private network. So host is a computer that is accessible over the network. Each host is identified by the unique identifier called host name. The host name can be a domain name, IP address or a string. So local host is a host that accesses its own data. So there are two types of addresses. One is called as MAC address and second one is IP address. So MAC address is an address that is given to the computer at the time of manufacturing. So this is also called as hardware address. So IP address is an address that is given to the computer at the machine that is connected to the network. So there are two types of IP addresses. One is called as IPv4, which is 32-bit, and IPv6, which is 128 bits. So domain name server. So it is difficult to remember the IP address. So user can search by using the website URL, for example espn.com. So conversion of the URL to the IP address is done by a server known as domain name server. Network interface card. So it is also called as a network adapter. User is able to connect his computer to the internet, acts as a link between the computer as well as the internet.